Hi, friends. I have some odd news for you. You might be spending too much time creating new content. Yes, you're hearing that from a content marketer, but you might be spending too much time creating new content. I'm just going to say it. Today, I am going to be talking about how to repurpose your content marketing, because unless you have a big enough team that you're spending plenty of time on distribution and promotion, no one's going to see that content. But with repurposing, you're able to create a distribution strategy with content and creating new formats for it. So your content goes a lot further and your distribution goes a lot further too. So get ready. We're about to get started, and meet me right back here. Hello and welcome to Tiny Marketing. I'm Sarah Noel Block, and I teach small marketing departments that are tired of feeling overwhelmed and under-resourced how to build and manage an effective and efficient marketing strategy that works for them. You get expert marketing advice from someone who's been there, done that. Get ready, it's time to dig in. All right, folks, let's start with me. Who am I? I'm Sarah Noel Block, your host of the Tiny Marketing Show. And I'm going to give you 10 real quick, easy ways to repurpose the content that you have that already exists. All right, so let's start with number 1, email to social media. If you had an email that had a great open rate, a great click-through rate, repurpose it into a social media post, especially LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a lot of long-form social media posts, and email is a great way to repurpose into that. And now number 2, vice versa. Any highly engaged social media post can be repurposed into an email. I recommend that you send an email every single week so your people get used to hearing from you, you drive value for them, and they start to learn that they can trust you, that you know what you're talking about. And if you don't have time to write that newsletter, your social media posts can do it for you. All right, number 3, grab the WAV file from any videos you've done. Do you do live streams, webinars, YouTube videos? Grab the .wav file from them and repurpose it into a podcast. That's what I do for this show. It's first as a live stream show, and then I'll grab that WAV and I will re-record a new intro and outro for that podcast and let them know, hey, this was a previously live interview, and we shared a lot of great insight into it, and I think you're going to love it. Repurposed into a podcast. And funny enough, it turns out my podcast is more successful than my live stream show now. It was repurposed from this initially. I guess no one wants to see my face. All right, number 4. Take your podcast and turn it into an audiogram. For those who don't know what an audiogram is, it is a short piece of WAV or MP4 file, MP3 file that gets overlaid on a photo, or it could be a video or a GIF, but it's a way to share bite-sized information in an audio form. Super easy to create. There's a ton of tools out there. I use Descript, but and Buzzsprout, actually. I use both of those. So you have plenty of options for audiograms. All right, number 5, take a long form video like a webinar and cut it into bite-sized pieces. Start with longer. Let's say it's an hour-long webinar. You probably talked about a few different subjects in there. With each subject, create shorter videos. Let's say 10-minute size videos and put those on YouTube. And those could be cut even further into micro videos. So cut those 10-minute videos into sound clips that are like 1 to 2 minutes and repurpose those on social media and YouTube. All right, going on to the video tick. Number 6, TikTok Reels. You can take concepts from your longer form videos, your blog posts, your social media posts, and recreate them into a reel or a TikTok. Something I did with this video, in fact, as I was writing the outline for this live stream, I was like, oh, you know what? That would be good as a reel. So what I did is I cut it into 2 pieces, and I did 5 repurposing options in one video, 5 in another. It literally took me like 5 minutes to do, and it repurposed this content. Okay, number 7. Take a popular podcast or a video that you've had and write a blog post inspired by it. Now, something that people get wrong a lot of times is doing like a play-by-play of that video or that podcast in the blog post. No. That's not how you do it. Instead, you want to be inspired by it. Take quotes from it. You can use the video or the podcast as a general outline on topics that you want to touch in the blog post. But it's not very engaging if you're just describing what happened in a video or a podcast. So make sure you do it right. All right, number 8. Take a series of blog posts that you've created. Let's say you've created 7. Okay, for SEO purposes, you often write clusters of content around a certain topic so you can gain rank in Google. So let's say you have 7 blog posts on real estate investing. You can combine those 7 blog posts that did you well for SEO and put them into an ebook, putting them together, and then you can gate it so it becomes a gated lead generation tool. 9, we're so close to the end. 9, take a blog post and cut it into 3 to 6 social media posts. This is a must. Honestly, I do this for every single one of my clients because if I don't, who will? So I take the blog posts I write and I write at least 3 social media posts that could promote it. And remember, this is a side note, but remember to recycle your social media posts. Repurpose those too. Keep posting them when they're evergreen, of course, because if you don't, you're going to see a lot less viewers. You only get about 0.001% of the people that follow you seeing your post the first time you post it. And social media posts only get about a 24-hour life cycle. So make sure to post again. You're wasting your time if you aren't. All right, and number 10, my very, very last one, is take content marketing pieces and convert it into a LinkedIn newsletter. So once a week, I send out a LinkedIn newsletter, and it is a huge lead generator for me. I always get a traffic alert like, Sarah, your website spiked today. And it's always a day that I sent out my LinkedIn newsletter. So anytime you write a blog post, you put together a video with a show notes page, you put together a podcast with a show notes page, you can convert that, repurpose it into a LinkedIn newsletter, and it'll go out to a huge number of people, getting a lot more eyes on your content. So those are my 10 easy ways to repurpose your content marketing. And thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this content, sign up for my weekly newsletter where we share tips every single Tuesday, just like this one. And the link is in the description and the show notes, so be sure to sign up. And do me a favor and like and comment and follow so people see my content in their feeds. It's free for you and it means the world to me. So thank you for that. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining Tiny Marketing. I help tiny marketing departments create consistent content that builds trust with their audience. Book done for you content marketing at sarahnoelblock.com. Don't forget to follow the podcast on your favorite podcast app. And if you're watching this on YouTube or LinkedIn, make sure to hit the subscribe or follow button. See you next time, friends.